Welcome to Late Night Chat with JT and Niko, episode 39. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back.
Welcome back, Neeks. Welcome back, everybody out there in this lovely podcasting world.
Yeah, and thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out the YouTube channel. Thanks for checking us out on SoundCloud, as always, with the podcast. And thank you to everybody for the love and support that they've shown this show so far over the last fucking 39 episodes and year of broadcasting. We basically are rolling into a year's time right now on there.
And thanks to
broadcasting.
Niko too. Yeah, I know. I was just thinking that too. I heard you say it, but I was like, what the fuck?
We're broadcasters, guys.
I was like, what the fuck's going on? But yeah, so what I was saying is thank Niko out there, guys, for putting up with all this fucking stressful bullshit that I put him through. You know? And on top of it, I have to just rub it in a little bit.
Yeah, of course. That's why I'm not going to be wearing my jersey today.
I just didn't want to get it. That's all.
Listen, I dressed up and put makeup on when they played. Put my jersey on.
You look like they must have felt that night, eh?
Yeah, the jokes were coming through, obviously, with me dressed like a skeleton, waiting for the Leafs to win. I waited a long-ass time and I died, everyone. So that's on Saturday when Montreal faced Toronto. If you don't follow us on the Late Night Chat Network, Instagram or mine, you may not have seen. There was photos of me. My girlfriend did up like a skeleton face for me, and we kind of just painted our faces up, and we went out to watch the game, kind of just at a bar nearby, just to do something.
You really good, man. It looked
it
really
looked good.
She did the makeup fucking excellent, man.
Yeah, no, it looked good. It was fun. It was a lot of fun until we got into the third period. But I
showed up to visit my buddy Gary. Every time I go, I told you, every time I go there, man, they win. I feel bad for him because he's a Leafs fan. So I feel bad.
I know. Why would you go and rub it in with your sick buddy that the Montreal is beating him?
He wants me to come over and watch the game with him, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck. I'll watch the game with him.
Do you rub it in with a sick guy though? Like, you're like, fucking Leafs, pieces of shit.
Yeah, dude. You know, I tell them all the time. I said, with all this money they got spent on their team, I go, really? You're not going to get to see if I even said it. I didn't realize until after I said it, but I said, you're not going to get to see the win.
That's horrible.
Because he was alive when they won back in the 60s, right?
Listen, at least he has seen one then. I never have. So.
Like, so close. I mean, he's actually in much better shape, too, than like the last time I had seen him. So it put me in better spirits, man.
Good.
He was doing good. He just wanted donuts, man. He just wants his fucking chocolate donuts.
What Jay was mentioning there at the start is, we're going through the motions again, guys. I guess it's been a while since you've heard us how frustrated I was when we start recording. As a result, this is a late version of Late Night Chat tonight, later than usual start. But, we're looking to upgrade all of our devices again. As you can see, Jay does have his own mic on his own stand today. I found the missing piece that...
I knew you had it, guys.
Yeah, I had that we needed, so we got that up and running, and now we're looking towards soundboards, mixing board, and new setup, hopefully for the quality of the sound in that regard, as well as Jay kind of pitching in and doing some editing. He's got his computer up and running,
stuff like that. But because I know Niko wants to say it, but because I have it's a Windows computer, so it's a little bit different than the setup. It all worked together once it gets going, but we've been so used to, Niko's been so used to doing all his media and stuff on his Apple, so it's pretty simple for him now. It's like he doesn't even have to look twice.
Well, once we get that mixing board up and running, though, yours is gonna be the better option. It really is. Once we get all that set up,
it's got all that other stuff. I have the space. It's there. It's up and ready. And to be honest with you, we'll take it on the road.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jay on the road. Watch out, guys. Podcast coming to a town near you.
Yeah, to a town near you, right? It'll be like...
you guys can't escape it. All you guys that make excuses about how you don't want to come down and start on the podcast live, or you'd rather call in, Jay's just going to show up at
your... with a camera. That's it. And a microphone.
There you go. So, look forward to that, guys. Moving into the new year, hopefully we can get everything up and running. Soon, we'll also be talking about... holiday scheduling, me and Jay around here, so look forward to that. Just a few podcast updates for all you guys, usually like we do at the top of the show here for you. So yeah, holiday scheduling, we're still trying to figure that out. We might, like around Christmas and New Year's, we might like meet up prior to that, record some extra content to put out for you guys so we can take a little break around the holidays, you know what I mean? Or put some,
it's
you
the
know,
best way to do it, right?
Yeah, so stay tuned though. We'll let you guys know if there is going to be any change in scheduling. That will probably be the only time once a year where we'll still be putting something out for you guys, but I mean, like, you know, with the holidays, I'm sure you guys don't want to tune in anyways around that time, but we'll
with all these episodes and all this stuff we can put something together, some sort of compilation.
Usually that's the one time a year people kind of excuse that kind of stuff, right? So like, you know,
hopefully.
I know there's a couple of guys out there that will give us shit because they enjoy doing that when they don't see our stuff out on time. And speaking of that, we are changing the schedule for some of our content that drops week to week. So, you know, because we kind of launched into this. What's that?
No, if they haven't noticed already.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We tried it out in a couple of weeks, and you know, whether or not it was because of issues that we had on our end or us just kind of testing the waters, we decided that from now on, so in order to basically juggle both and be able to kind of put both of them out there and still get kind of listens and views on them, the podcast, for all you podcast listeners that prefer this or just want to listen to the show earlier, will still come out on every Wednesday on time like it always has. The YouTube video watchers or people that just want to check out the videos of us on the Late Night Chat Network are going to come out on Thursdays. So the podcast videos or any other content will come out on Thursdays. On Wednesday, the podcast on SoundCloud will come out. So so a slight adjustment where before we were trying to put out both on the same day. Podcast Wednesday, YouTube video Thursday. We'll still be making posts about it on each day, so you'll kind of know.
Yeah.
But you know, make sure to hit subscribe because we're seeing a lot of views from you guys checking it out on YouTube that aren't subscribing. So you know what I mean? Like we need you guys to hit subscribe, and if you do hit subscribe, you didn't even need to see our post. It'll remind you right to your phone. If you stay signed in on YouTube on your phone or on your computer, it'll give you an update. It'll give you an update and let you know as soon as we post it, right? Because there was times where we had it posted and we forgot to make a post about it. Meanwhile, the video was out there and people were asking me, "Hey, where's the video? Where's the video?" So, yeah, you know, doing both now, and because like we're not sharing the load, no homo, as I as I like to say, in terms of the editing so far, it'll become easier. But we want to put out one on each day. Yeah. Also, Trade Talk, for any of you guys that actually listen to that, also watch this show. It'll be out now on Saturdays. So previously it was out on Fridays, but because we're dropping the podcast and the YouTube video back to back, I figured I'd give an extra day until I repost the Trade Talk, and it also gives me a little bit more time to read. So, and then Weekly Wine Comic Time still same time on Mondays. So slight change. YouTube on Thursdays, Trade Talk on Saturdays, and that's going to be the only change to the channel scheduling for now.
There's a lot of people listen to that Trade Talk.
Yeah, we got a lot of listens actually recently, surprisingly. Yeah, it was good.
Ridiculous. It's unbelievable.
I'm slowly actually building my own listenership up for those shows. I'm really enjoying it.
Just like end everything and do his own things, go off and talk about comics.
As Jay will, once he actually launches his new show, which we're not ready to announce yet, but hopefully it's in the works, guys. Let's get that going.
But yeah, fingers crossed. You see that? I thought we were gonna be able to bring somebody on this week, but this following the next week's podcast, but we'll have to see about that too. That'll be another update, and you know, I keep trying to arrange something, but you know, people's schedules just don't always coincide with ours, right?
Yeah, no,
People
absolutely.
I know, you know, this guy's got to work, I got to work, but this guy does a lot more work than both of us.
Listen, we're still making it happen, guys. As you can see, we've made efforts to put out content every week for you guys. That's Jay, how's everything been going with you lately, though, in your personal life?
That's why there's a C here and a C
here
for content.
We'll get into the hockey talk here.
No, it's just for content.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even realize. You see that? Right there.
I think it's for cunt.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a crazy word, dude.
It is. I don't like using that word actually normally, but
I like fucking them, but I don't like using it.
Okay, now you went a little bit too far. See, now what I said was not as bad as what he said, folks.
Guys,
come on.
But I said it with a smile, man. It was working. It worked. Look, this charming face over here, guys. Anybody that is watching the YouTube video can see this charming face of Niko rolling his eyes.
If you guys are watching, just listening to the podcast, maybe stick to that.
Oh, here we go. You might get blinded by the shine from my forehead. Look at this.
Yeah, that noggin on you. But no, seriously, how you doing? Everything good?
You know what? For the most fucking part, everything's good except for my track needle marks, because these people don't know how to give needles at the doctor's office lately. I don't know where.
Not because he's doing heroin.
No, trust me, guys. If I was doing heroin, I wouldn't be up this late. Well, I might be, but I might be wandering.
You'd be nodding off right now.
No, I'd be wandering the streets or in some fucking house, just passed out on the ground.
Yeah.
You know, but in my own feces. But yeah.
Nice visual.
No. Think about it. I just thought of Trainspotting, the movie. That's why.
That's so dirt. So dirt.
Right. So.
Have you ever watched the sequel? It's pretty good.
No, you know what? After the first one, it was pretty disturbing.
No, you gotta watch the second one. It's called T2 Train. It's called like Terminator 2 almost. Like it's got the same name. No, it's called T2. Right? Yeah, but it's like them 20.
28 weeks later, 28 days later.
I don't know. Ewan McGregor, is that guy in 28? I can't remember that movie. Anyways, no, but listen, that T2, you gotta watch that. It's a sequel to it. Okay. It's really good. It's really good. I actually prefer it more than Trainspotting.
It wasn't like as disturbing.
Because it's them like 20-something years later now, and they're older, and Buddy goes back to Scotland, and he kind of, it's one of those things that. It reminded me of like one of those moments in life that you have when you grow up, but then you relive your childhood in a way. You go back and you see familiar faces, and you have like flashbacks of maybe better times or bad times that you had.
Okay.
And it's like, you know, like one of those type of films, like a self-reflecting. It's really good. I actually like it better than Trainspotting.
I'd have to check it out because I thought it was the same guy, but I think I'm wrong. But yeah, so I know what I'd like to check it out.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
I seen, like I said, I seen the first one. It was really disturbing, especially that scene with
first one is.
That's the guy I was thinking about, but here.
Oh, that guy! That guy's fucking crazy.
Yeah. But he's a good actor too.
Sure.
I mean, they're all good actors. I didn't mention him because it's no big deal. We're not going to talk about him today, but yeah, it's been a lot of crazy movies like that I'd like to see. Probably sequels I don't even know of. Some of the stuff that you've been watching lately too, that you've been telling me and stuff like that. Like I don't know, like some of those horror movies and stuff. I tried to give it a watch. Those are a little bit difficult. Not so difficult, but I mean, it's always a little harder to watch horror movies.
Suspiria or Suspiria.
I tried that one.
It's this movie on Amazon, guys. Yeah, I think it's Suspiria or Suspiria. It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon Prime if you guys have it. It's this like witch movie essentially, but it's fucking out there, man. It takes a while to get into too because like it's you don't really know what it's about until. You get to a certain point in the movie because they kind of disguise it as something else, and then like once you get really into it, you kind of the wheels come off real fast, man. It's really fucked up. It was a good film.
It's a little different. I mean, I should try to give it a listen. I should try to check it out, right? But I want to get into it more.
That one there. That's it. Here. Yeah. How do you pronounce it? Suspiria. Yeah.
Suspiria.
Yeah, it's really good, guys. But you have to be patient with it. It's like a 2.5 hour film too, right? So like, like a lot of films are these days, but
everything's long like that, man.
It's about a dance school. Like it's about a girl that goes to I guess Germany. And goes to a dance school in Germany. Okay, she's like this girl from the States.
Yeah.
And you basically follow her getting accepted into this dance school at first, but then it turns out like there's this whole witch thing going on. So that's all I'll say to kind of get you guys interested. But even when you start the film, like the first 10 minutes, it's one of those things where it's like the cold open, where they just kind of throw you into a situation where there's a weird ass character. Yeah, you don't know what the fuck she's rambling about. Yeah, you don't know what she's going on about.
Yeah.
But then as the movie goes on, you find out eventually what was wrong with her, right? But you don't know at the time, right? It's interesting.
Following subtitles. Sometimes some of them do it too quickly.
It's not fully subtitles.
No,
I know.
There's some.
Subtitled,
yeah. That's the problem I have. It's sometimes depending on how fast they do the subtitles. I ain't the fastest reader in the world. I can read. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not the fastest reader. I don't read enough to do. 20 pages of fucking.
The other thing I ended up watching this past week, I actually binged it. I watched it all in one day. There's like I think 8 episodes.
I think I know which one you're.
Living with myself, or sorry, living with yourself.
Yeah, with yourself.
With Paul Rudd. Fantastic, guys. I mean, I
started watching it.
I got a man crush on Paul Rudd. Like, I love Paul Rudd. No, I do.
You seem to have a man crush on everybody. I'm hoping.
Listen, I'm not afraid.
I'm okay over here.
I'm not afraid to admit it. I mean, Paul Rudd's fantastic. I love Paul Rudd. I mean, he's great in a lot of things. Almost everything.
In the same room. Look, guys, I could do this.
Yeah.
Even though it looks like we might be split down the middle. But yeah, go on.
Listen,
I started watching. I think I'm on episode 4.
Yeah, right? You guys got to watch that. The guys, they're like 20-minute episodes, right? And there's like 8 episodes, so you can binge it in one day in a couple hours, right?
That's why I think I got to the 4th episode. I was like, you know what? I got to call it a night, man.
Yeah.
If I don't, I'm not gonna go to work.
I ended up watching it all one day, man. It was like, listen, but it's double the Rudd. You get 2 Paul Rudds for the price of one. It's about Paul Rudd having a clone. And
it's almost like the other one where Thing does Zach Galifianakis, where he plays his twin brother. It's kind of funny how they do that, how they can make it.
Baskets. Yeah.
But no, how they can actually have the same person
on the screen. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what
absolutely.
I mean? The technology.
They've come a long way
nowadays. I mean, you see it. You like Paul Rudd. Did he play both those pieces well? Because one of them, I knew he was kind of like a. The devilish, the shitty side of the shitty boyfriend side and shitty husband side, and then the other one was he was like the perfect.
Well, that's the thing. You get 2 different Paul Rudds because my favorite Paul Rudd is the miserable, dickish Paul Rudd, and that's the main character in it. But then he gets himself cloned, and it's better Paul Rudd.
Yeah, man. I was like, okay, this is not him. Yeah. This is good acting.
Yeah.
I thought for a second.
Yeah.
Right?
But that's my favorite version of him. Is him like miserable and an asshole.
Yeah, that's crazy. Eh? I was trying to get my nephew into watching he watches Big Mouth, my older nephew Jaden.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if he's allowed to, but I'm pretty sure he watches it. And I'm trying to get him, he's going through it, he's loving it now. He didn't believe me until I actually drove him home the other night, and he likes talking with me. We shoot the shit. We talk about a lot of shit that, he can't talk to his old man about just because he's getting, this is old man.
Yeah, you're the cool uncle.
I'm the cool uncle, man. He says he's going to get lung cancer from sitting in my car. Right? And I said, seriously, dude, I'm not smoking. I go, your clothes might stink, but you know what? Suck it up when they cost that much. Right?
Pretty much, yeah.
But, he's loving it too, right? He's actually liking it. And I don't know if I should have introduced him to it, right? But... his dad will give a shit.
Yeah, I have to watch this. You never shut the hell up about it, fucking Big Mouth.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, you'll like it if you want to binge something and you like cartoons and stuff like that, like adult cartoon style stuff with comedians. You're going to love it, dude. There's so many shows out there right now. This is going to be like a whole almost like TV episode, guys.
So buckle in. If you haven't seen any of these things,
buckle in, get ready
make
for
sure
a bunch of spoilers
to check them out. Yeah, good point.
I'm going to start talking about a few things. Niko might start talking about a few things just because this is, I told you, it's going to be our teaser episode with our El Camino.
Yeah.
And I had put that up last week if anybody... about a week and a half ago.
Yeah, on the Late Night Chat Network.
Wanted to see. It's just so funny. I happened to see the car when I was down at the dentist that day. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what? This would be a perfect picture, man. Right? And I took it at a good angle where you could see the El Camino and you could see the house says Dark Night. What does it say? Dark Night or Night or something at the back there. I can't remember what it said. But it just worked perfect. And the car was in mint shape. I'll be honest with you, it looked original to me. I mean, everything was original chrome on it. It was a beautiful.
You think someone just busted that out because of the movie all of a sudden, right?
They had it.
Yeah.
They've probably had it in storage and stuff, but they figured, you know what? The movie just came out. Let's fucking throw it out there, man. Why not? It's great advertisement. But even that other show I was telling you about. Sorry, not the show, but I was telling you.
The Stephen King one?
Well, no, I was telling you how my brother. He's going to get pissed off because I'm telling him to watch Big Mouth, right? But did he get pissed off? Did he relate any comments back to your Ask Coach anthem there?
No, I didn't hear anything about that.
So I have a feeling he didn't hear it. So I think I'm going to have to put it into his ear. I say listen to, because I wrote it in the show notes. Everybody, if you haven't heard,
you would have to watch the podcast. You would have to listen to the podcast though. It's not on the YouTube video.
On the YouTube video. We're just laughing about it, but on the podcast, it's kind of funny how YouTube lets that work. And even though it's his own music, you know, it's kind of like fucked up. They won't let it. I could
have put that in. I'm sure I didn't end up putting it in though.
Because it's your own music, right? But you also had it onto another beat. That's
right.
Problem,
so I didn't want to risk it. So anyways,
that's kind of. But yeah, so if you listen to that one on SoundCloud, you'll actually get a snippet of Niko rapping. And don't forget that, guys. It's Niko. And that's, you know what? This is in his prime. And you know what? He was on his way up, man. I'm telling you guys. If you would have heard some of the first songs we had.
It was a little rough.
You know what? But I'll be honest with you. I'm the only one that ever said, you know what, keep doing it, because he was good at putting words together.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I mean? He's got a different voice for
maybe
a
one
rapper,
of these days
right?
you'll have to play one as a playback for
I
these guys.
would love to, man. As long as you give me permission, I mean, I would love to.
Sure.
Because
anytime.
It's not that you know, I don't want to do it and sneak it behind your back.
No,
that's cool. I don't want to embarrass you if that's the way you feel, but you love hearing your voice on the fucking thing anyway.
Yeah, so. I'm not embarrassed by it. Not at this point. Yeah,
no,
I mean,
it'd be great. I think it'd be awesome, to be honest with you.
Yes, guys, I made some songs in the past. So
they were good,
and
you know what? The flow actually got better over the fucking last.
That was my problem always. That was my awkward voice made my flow was off.
To the song.
It was never writing the songs. It wasn't ever writing the songs or rhyming or anything like that. It was the flow that was bad.
Once you found the right beat, it was smooth for you. Like I said, even that one that really got him really pissed out, that was the one, right? The one that got you guys almost into like not talking ever again. But I mean that.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the Ass Coach anthem. No, there was one that followed that was pretty bad.
That was pretty bad. And then unfortunately, my brother only heard one part of the song.
I
gave the true meaning for the song, and
I can never play that one. It's pure venom. It's like 7.5 minutes.
Hey, DM us personally if you want to hear that one. Okay. DM us personally. We'll play it over the phone, the thing, so you can hear it. But we're not gonna let you have the audio. But
I didn't know how much we were gonna get into this. But yeah,
I didn't even know that.
No, all truth being told, I mean, I just kind of made songs and insults against good friends of mine as a way to kind of express myself, and it was
awesome, man.
It really didn't mean no, but it was always for fun. Like for me, it was always for, I never took it seriously.
But sometimes people would take everything seriously. You know,
even me, that second one when I played back some of it, I was like, it was kind of mean.
Remember how I told you? It's the only reason why I'm talking about this right now is because I haven't heard any good music come out this week. And there hasn't been since a while, so we're talking.
Oh, what do you mean? There's a new Kanye album.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what you heard from that, dude. I heard a little piece of it, and I said, you know what, I'm turning it off. I like Kanye, guys. I like you, Kanye, man. If you're out there, I really
this is his religious album, right?
I really like your stuff.
This is his religious album.
Yeah, but I go back to being bipolar, bro. This is what happens. When you go off the rails, you go and you start singing gospel music instead of what you should be doing.
It's funny because I saw a post.
A Kardashian and fucking singing music, bro. Oh, and don't forget selling shoes, because that's what you do too.
Listen,
right?
The guy has a very privileged life. He has a very privileged life.
You got it good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome, dude. I'm sitting here with a Montreal Canadiens jersey. But
this guy's banging Kardashian in the ass. He's fucking putting out gospel music now. He's fucking worth millions and millions of dollars. He has his own clothing line. He's crazy. Like, look, he's got a lot of things going for him.
But does he have Niko as a friend?
No.
Exactly.
He does not.
So that's all that matters. So
hit me up, Kanye. I'll start rapping over your beats.
Yeah, listen. If you really want to hear, he'll rap over your beats, give you a few, and then you can.
We'll have to tag Kanye when we post this, eh? We'll have to tag him.
You can learn from that, Kanye. I mean, he's got some good.
It's funny because to be fair, I haven't listened to the whole thing, but what I heard wasn't good, so I'm gonna leave it at that. But I did see a post that commented on the fact that Chance and him put out albums this year and they both weren't good. So
but they're both, you know what, maybe they had
they're both Chicago guys.
Maybe they wanted to live up to some gospel roots. Maybe they're trying to, you know what, maybe they're trying to promote a good message out there, especially in the industry right now when it's getting, because there is some hateful music out there towards people. Like, you know, not hateful, but I mean, this is
Kanye is not the one to do it though.
Well, you know what, if there's anybody that can just totally turn it around and.
He does every album.
Well,
Yeah,
he does. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He does with his whole life. Everything is something different.
Yeah.
Right, and which is good. I mean, it's always about what you do in your life. Right?
I don't need to hear it from him, man. I think
he's probably sick and tired of rapping about shoes and I don't know. I didn't hear the whole album, so he could be talking about Kardashian.
I would be fine if he just produced and left it at that. I don't need to hear him on songs anymore, personally.
You know what I would like to hear? I'd like to hear him do a whole song about explaining the whole Kendall Jenner thing. Since he knows the family, right? Why not?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of weird, eh? Maybe he just put
maybe
out
that'll be
transformation.
Maybe that will be the theme of his next album.
Speaking of that, so I wanted to put this out there, and I was gonna ask our guest that hopefully she'll be calling in a little while.
Yeah, she will be. We'll be transitioning over that in a moment.
But I was thinking, so Movember's coming up the end of the week.
Yeah.
Okay. I did that thing for epilepsy. I like doing the prostate because I lost my grandfather to the prostate cancer, so I like doing little things. I don't really need anything for myself, so I'm offering myself. And wait, hold on, listen to the rest of it because I'm not offering myself unless any ladies out there like it. But I'm offering that if I do this and I shave my beard off, right, and I'm completely bald. And I go for my Movember mustache. Maybe Niko will try to grow one too, but I'll probably beat him. But if I do that...
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. If I do that, at the end of the month, if we can donate, if we can raise, I want to set a goal at $500, and I'll do my back, right? But if you really want the whole full 40-year-old virgin...
chest hair and
all, we have to reach a goal of $1,000, and I will hand deliver. We'll put it right live, filmed on things, so you guys can hear me scream. We'll set this all up. I'm not joking, guys. I will do this.
Jay's even got a.
I am gonna shave it.
He's got somebody
it's gonna be hard.
Can professionally film it for us if we do end up doing it. So
yeah,
he's putting his money where his mouth is with this. Well, I guess it's his
hair
where his mouth is.
Sorry, guys. You guys put your money where my hair is.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I'll put the money to where our balls go. So if we can figure that out, okay. And I will honestly go and walk there in person and donate on behalf of our listeners a late night chat.
So where's this money going to? Epilepsy again?
No, the prostate cancer.
Oh, for Movember, yes, of course.
Movember,
yes,
right?
yes,
everybody likes to do a charitable thing for the mustache.
Yeah.
I can grow a mustache. Maybe we can try and see if we'll ask Jesse if he wants to grow a mustache too. But he's been trying for years and it's hard. I know. But I'm just trying to get him to listen, guys. That's all. So I'm throwing in a couple jabs here and there. But yeah, so Niko's loving it. But yeah, so if we could get him to try, and then I'm gonna shave this all off, guys. I got a full beard. I've had a full beard for how long now, Niko? For quite a few years
time,
now, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't need it right for November, right? I'll shave the whole fucking thing.
You just trim it down.
Dude.
You don't really shave it
right to the skin like this, right?
He doesn't really have a lot of hair to go around, guys. So this is a big sacrifice for him.
This is like my makeup for my face. Right, so let's try it out, and I'll try to do a crazy design because I know there's certain ways you can do it. Maybe I'll do lightning bolts up the side here. Who knows? Up to a certain part. We'll try to figure out how I can grow. I'll get my barber.
Yeah, no, that'd be interesting. I'd look forward to that.
Right.
I'm not doing the waxing.
No. But, you can sit there and laugh and do the commentary play for people on the podcast. But I'm hoping to get people subscribed to YouTube a little more.
So is
they can see the fun
so you're making it official with the release of this? This is happening?
As of, what day am I thinking? As of
November 1st,
yeah,
which is this Friday.
This Friday coming up.
Yeah. So by the time you guys actually listen to this or watch it on YouTube, it'll be pretty much live, like the day after.
I got to figure out how to set up that charitable thing. Like even if you set it up to directly send it to us, and like I said, on everything it'll go like on behalf of us and all the listeners out there. That I will put it towards the prostate. I will not put it towards my prostate, but I will bring it out there, and you guys can watch. I've never had the front wax.
There you have it, guys. Guys, please get this done. I would love to.
I'm actually a little scared because this is this hair on my chest is longer than my hairs on most people's legs.
So
on my legs.
so 500 for your back, 1,000 for the whole package.
And think about this, guys. Yes, I'm hairy from the ears down. Just anybody out there that knows me knows I am a beast.
Oh, God.
So this could be interesting.
Please, guys, please donate for a good cause and to fucking laugh at this guy.
You might see blood. So if you're a little squeamish, if that happens, if I told you guys,
are you as hairy as Steve Carell?
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh.
Steve Carell ain't got nothing on me.
I don't know, man. He's pretty hairy in that movie.
My hair is about an inch and a half long on my chest. Probably at least a good inch. That's long hair, right? And it's just there. It covers me. I want to fucking give them a visual now, but yeah, maybe that'll be my picture for the. Maybe that'll be the picture for the fucking beginning of this episode. How about that?
Guys, please get this done. So Jay will make posts about it. We'll put out the little teaser clip for you guys like we normally do to kind of advertise the fact that we're doing this. And, spread the word. Even if you guys know people that normally donate for Movember.
Really, a lot of people deal with the Movember.
Share the video clip that we're going to post. If you guys donate for Movember, this is a perfect...
Like to donate, so
I might actually have to kick up a few bucks for this one, yeah.
So we can put it towards there and I can get a check.
For this one I will.
Yeah, that one will be posted. Everything will be posted when I deliver it. Everything, guys. But if you guys...
Just because I don't want something to happen to my balls.
You guys got to make it happen. And in that regards, everything will be working out great. So, and we'll have a great time. Hopefully, we can get me screaming like a 40-year-old virgin. Well, I'm not a virgin. Not that I know.
Well, you're almost 40 years old, and you have been for a bit.
I was a virgin. Yeah. I'm almost a born-again virgin, if that counts. As of November. Hey, you know what? As of the end of November, I will be a born-again virgin. I think after a year counts as a...
Don't worry, we're going to get into that.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we'll be okay. But that, guys,
so there you go.
I'm going to start putting some posts up there. We're going to start getting into this. This will be fucking interesting because I'm kind of excited about it, to be honest with you. I've never done anything kind of, crazy out there like this when it comes to charitable stuff, right?
Yeah.
So why not, man? I mean,
let's do it, guys. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, and then this time we'll just do it straight up. Well, maybe we can even register to... the Prostate Cancer Society. I can find out if I can register late night chat.
There might be something on Facebook that we'll look into it, guys, and we'll let you guys know.
Whether I direct
updates to follow.
Yeah, but updates. But this one is, I'm telling you guys, if you see that it's bald and you would see the posts, I'll be posting it at the end of the week if that's what's going on.
Oh shit!
If these guys are really down for it, and they're, I know they want to do it. I just want you guys to do it. And you guys, how I'll know is if tomorrow you hit subscribe.
There you have it. And this, that's great. No, I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm just waiting for Niko to do some sort of stuff like this. But yeah, I would like to see him grow a mustache too. He needs to shave. He needs to trim it down a bit anyway. So might as well try it out.
I was just gonna touch on
fucking pervs.
I was gonna touch on one more thing before we bring our guest on here to talk about the main subject of the night, which is the El Camino review. I just want to touch on. Fuck you. Montreal won. I don't really want to talk too much about that. Going into the third period, though, that night, that was fucked. We were going into the third period tied 2-2.
We're a good
7 seconds in, you guys scored. It ended up being 5-2 by the end of the period. Listen, Leafs something's...
You dominated. You were dominating.
No, this isn't an isolated incident though with Montreal. I mean, it sucks that we've lost twice to you guys this year. The 2 times we've played, but
it's funny because you guys won one.
We're struggling.
Then you lost twice. You won the one to break that fucking 13 or 14 game losing streak against us, and then all of a sudden it went back to the same way.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. I honestly
they're not gelling. They're not gelling so far. The team, obviously, Tavares being out hurts, but I'm not going to blame it only on him. I know some people are already... I mean, Hyman's out as well, but he's going to be coming back. They're both going to be coming back in the next week or two.
It's not those two guys. I think it's got something to do with coaching.
Well, I was going to say that. Some people are blaming Babcock. I don't know if that's the case.
Who knows, right? Like, maybe he's a hard ass. Maybe they just don't get along with him.
Anyways,
and now they're all making money, so
we'll see.
We'll have to see.
We're
going to have to keep watching that.
But now they're saying once Tavares comes back, it's going to open up the salary cap issues again once he comes back. So, yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
It's a mess.
Not happy right now at the moment.
Poor Anderson had to face at least 40 shots.
Anderson's been doing well, though. But
poor guy every night.
Still early. I mean, still early.
Bishop.
We'll see. But we really need to kind of get our shit together. I'll say that much. But the thing I did really want to touch on in terms of hockey talk before the guests is this fucking John Carlson. Tonight, they beat us 4-3, Washington.
2 goals.
At the time, 2 fucking goals. Guys, this guy is on, they're saying he's on his way to getting a 100 fucking point season. This guy has over 20 points in like 14 games.
He's the number 1 rated player in the fucking, right now, he's number 1 rated.
It is insane.
But, you know, it's not just, it's everything.
Want to pull up his stats?
Good.
You got him. Pull up the stats. I just want to review the stats for this guy. Has always been a good D for Washington. He's always been a good player, but he is on fucking fire so far this year. I don't know what's going on, but this is the best season he started, I think, ever. Like, this is insane right now.
Yeah, so his stats all right now up to today.
Look, he's ranked number 1, guys.
He's 100% owned on the Yahoo pool.
Yeah, but not even from a fantasy pool perspective. He's number 1 right now in the league in points, guys. This is insane. This is a D.
So he's got, he was, last week he was rated number 95.
He's got more goals than your favorite player right now. Watch.
Dude, he's got 16 assists.
Okay.
And 5 goals, okay, for a defenseman. Yeah. Then he's got plus minus. His plus is up plus 6. Penalty minutes 6. Another power play points 6. Game winning goals 2. Hits 8. Blocks 29. He's even throwing his body in front of
his stats, guys.
Risking to be hurt.
Fucking crazy.
Even though he's that good right now, he's on fire.
But yeah, 16 and 5, so he's got 21 points in fucking like 14 games. I think he's played.
He wasn't projected to be that high up either.
No, he's like a 60-point getter, 70-point getter, right? But he's up there in terms of D. He's always in like the top 3, top 5. But this is unreal right now. What's going on? I just wanted to point that out because if this guy, they were saying, if this guy, the way he's playing, if he continues this momentum, which let's be realistic. Chances are he may not, but even so, he's at least on his way to probably an 80-point season. At least. And then they're saying if he continues this hot, he's gonna get 100 fucking points, which is insane. So yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. But the way he's been scoring, man, this guy's fucking
ridiculous.
And he's on a team with Ovechkin. You know what I mean? So it's nuts. I just wanted to bring that up. But anyways, we'll transition right now into our El Camino talk and bring on our returning guest Leslie for you guys. So stay tuned. All right, everyone. We got a returning guest to the show, Leslie, on the line here. She's called in now today to speak on El Camino, the long-awaited review that we promised you guys. Leslie, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you guys?
Good. Everything's good.
It's nice to get you back on here again, as usual. It's always interesting.
Yes. Well, I can be interesting.
Speaking of interesting, Leslie, I met you for the first time in person the other day, thanks to Jay who brought you around, and
poor Leslie.
we had a quick chat there, talking about maybe some of Jay's skills picking up the ladies and how maybe you can help him in that regard. We actually talked about it previously on this episode today. How Jay's he's maybe looking to hook up with someone soon.
Oh, yeah. My left hand and my right hand.
And then Leslie had mentioned to us that she would be the perfect wing girl to help Jay in this regard, and she actually has like a whole method down.
I do. And it's proven to be successul.
So can you take us through the steps of this? Because you went into like full out detail.
Yes, because I've done it before for my other guy friend.
Right,
and it's worked.
Let the listeners know. Can we go through this step by step? Because you were breaking it down pretty awesome the other day for me. So if you can, go into it. Go ahead.
It all goes down like this, okay? All JT needs to do is let me know who he wants to talk to. And I wait for the opportunity for she or he to go into the washroom.
He. You'll see that when you watch the video.
Then that's where girl talk comes from, right? I'll compliment her on her shoes or her dress or whatever, makeup, whatever, and start a quick conversation that way.
Yeah, well, you said we go to the washroom. Remember, he's like, oh, if she goes to the washroom, then I corner her.
You wait till she goes to the washroom, and then I follow her.
That's kind of creepy.
And that's how this whole kind of thing goes, right? You know, you do your thing in the washroom, you pee, you come out, you're washing your hands, and that's how you start talking to girls, right? Oh my God, I love your shoes, right? Or I love your hair, right? It's a whole system, okay? And don't doubt it because it's worked before, okay? Then, after I befriend her and gain her confidence, when I find out if she's single as well, right? Because, you know, if she's not single, then I don't even move forward to it.
Sure.
And she tells me she's single and looking, and then I tell her, oh my God, you got to meet my friends. They're such great guys, blah, blah, blah. Because when you guys get a good referral from a woman to another woman, it ups your chances. Like, the last thing a girl wants to do is talk to a guy and wonder if he's a creeper. But if she's got a good reference, you know, then okay. So introduce her to the guys, and then the guys take over the rest.
And is this a proven like method that you've used before? How many have you done this for other friends, like guy friends of yours over the years? Like, I have. Have you been successful, or are you just making up
I've been very, very, very successful.
I don't know.
There you go, Jay. There you go.
I would like to see your track record. I'd like to see your resume.
Sure. No problem. There was only one time it backfired because the guy that I was...
all of a sudden, it
one
backfire all of a sudden.
Let me explain, because it wasn't my fault. This is where the guy had to take the responsibility, okay?
Also, then it was the guy's fault.
Right. So it was a bunch of us at the table, right? And it was mostly guys, right?
Yeah.
And the guy that I was scouting for, when I brought the girl by, ended up spewing some word vomit. Like, called her some weird line and compared her to Beyonce, and it just went downhill after that. I was so embarrassed.
So you're saying you set him up for success, but then he failed in the delivery.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the kicker was she ended up turning to his best friend on the side and going home with him instead.
Ooh. So she was ready to go home, is what you're saying. Wow. So she just went with so Jay, you could fail still if you don't. You're not much of a talker. I mean, believe it or not, folks, even though Jay's on a podcast, I don't know, once he gets chatting with the ladies, I haven't really seen you in action for quite a long time. Like,
I know, I only like to fucking bang girls at work.
Oh my God.
Jay likes to shit where he eats, apparently.
I'm just going to start calling you Harvey Weinstein from now.
Weinstein?
Weinstein. Yeah.
Weinstein.
Yeah, Weinstein.
Weinstein.
I think you should call him that. That's so terrible, though, Leslie. Honestly, like, is it because, like, you're saying, like, he drugs women, or no? That's Bill Cosby. No, I'm sorry, that's Cosby.
That's Bill Cosby.
Yeah, that's right. My bad.
Weinstein just hit on all the girls he worked with.
Yeah, the actresses, he told them to watch him in the shower. Even that was one of his lines.
I'm more like the guy that jerks off on the table while everybody's around.
Oh, so he's a Louis C.K.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. So he's like a bit of both, a little Louis C.K. and a little Weinstein.
Yeah, you know, mix them all up.
He's Louis
Harvey,
J.T.
Harvey C.K.
Yeah.
The new and improved.
So that's what I'm going to start calling you from now on.
Harvey C.K.
Harvey C.K.
Yeah. There you go. There you have it, guys. We got the name of the episode. Thanks for that, Leslie.
HCK.
Harvey C.K. over here.
HCK, that's it.
C.K. Weinstein.
NPH, eat your heart out. What is it? NPH, eat your heart out.
Oh, God.
Just welcome YP, what do we call myself? YPJ.
I don't know what you're going on about anymore there. Anyways.
I'm just a bunch of fucking initials. Just like my regular life.
So you're saying your track record, it's failed one time, but other than that, how many times do you think that you were successful in this setup?
Just that one time, so 99%.
No, but I'm saying how many other times do you think you were successful? 3, 4, if we can put a number on it.
I've done it about 7 or 8 times.
7 or 8 times? Pretty good, man. That's like almost 9 out of 10 right there.
I want to know these people. I want to know who these people are. I don't believe this
Do we need to get them on the phone with these people?
Yeah, man. I need to see if you.
I'd like to see this in action. I would like to see it. We need Jay to get that GoPro so he can be the man on the street, kind of see this.
Right here.
Yeah. see this
GoPro.
happen, see this go
I
down.
got an empty space right in the middle of my forehead that I can put the GoPro on. Maybe we can make it look like hair or something.
Oh God. Well,
Undercover
Leslie, thanks
style.
for that. I mean, hopefully we can get Jay kind of hooked up here at some point. I know he's on the market, ladies.
Just say laid, man. Come on, dude. I'm getting old. Hey, hookups. What's hookup?
No reason to dance around it. But anyways,
Nico's trying to get me laid. Thanks, guys. Both you guys, thanks for trying to hook me up.
The system for long-term relationships, that's not on me. This is just introduction and hopefully get you laid. The rest is up to you.
That's on you.
So then there's no point.
Yeah, okay. Jay, I don't know if you need another long-term relationship.
I told you,
I'm a girl.
It lasts like as long as my contracts on my cell phone.
Oh, God.
I'm a girl, okay? And I can admit, it isn't easy for a guy to approach a girl, especially nowadays. It's not. Okay, there are too many creepers out there. Too many people have soiled men's reputation.
And if I grow that dirty stash,
that's for sure.
Right? So dating today is not as easy as it was back, when we were teenagers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it really isn't. So when I'm off the market, right? But
sure.
I can go somewhere and, I don't think I'm an ugly piece of human being. I do get hit on sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I always turn them down, right? But I always do it respectfully because I know how hard it is for a guy to even grab the balls, to even approach a girl,
right. Right.
So why not make it easier with a girl? And nobody understands girls better than girls, right?
Girl on girl action, why not?
No, not girl on girl action. Get your mind out of the gutter. I wasn't even going there with this.
You're asking me if I understood it. I understood girl on girl action. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're thinking with your penis.
I am a giant penis. Have you watched the video?
All right, let's get off the subject of Jay's penis. Moving on.
Moving on. Doesn't want to see it
I will say though, Leslie, he did talk about his hair this episode, and he's announced to the listeners that he will be raising money for his shaving that he's gonna do. What is it? Sorry, waxing that he's gonna do here. So we hope that you get in on that, Leslie, and pitch a few bucks towards Movember for Jay. He's gonna be advertising in the next few days for everybody. So,
awesome.
Yeah. So that will be something funny to watch. I think over and over again for all you watchers on YouTube of Jay getting his hair waxed. So let's get that going, everyone.
Well, let's be clear of which hair is going to be waxed.
Well, that's the thing. For 500,
he says if it 500 the back.
That's right.
For 1,000 the front too.
Yes, that's right. So full out wax.
$2,000 and I'll.
How long would that take, Leslie, for a full out wax?
$2,000 and I'll give myself a bikini wax.
Oh God.
I don't know if we can do that one live though. We'd have to blur it out.
If you can't handle the
we can do the screaming. We can do it on. We can do it on the actual podcast, but not on YouTube for that one.
If you can't
guys
handle
can fucking hear me
waxing on your
screaming.
chest, you're definitely not going to be able to handle yourself down there.
I don't have a problem. The back's not so bad. I'm just worried about the front now. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, what the fuck is gonna happen there?
Oh God.
Wow. And then all at the same time, I'll just wax off the stash at the same
Please
time.
make this happen, everyone. I will say again, I don't want to see a hairy fucking Jay, but at the same time, to see him in pain like that would be fucking hilarious.
And then I'll fucking go shirtless on the show after.
There you go.
Yeah, ladies.
There you go.
Yeah, then I'm gonna really win over the women. Please.
Did anybody see the Joker movie? How thin Joaquin Phoenix was? That's how just
that's
how thin Jay is.
That's what I look like. Yeah, when I take my shirt off.
Yeah, you got that to look forward to.
That'd be fucking.
But anyways, Leslie, we were talking about the other day. My girlfriend brought to my attention there was this news article floating around about this place called McCamey. I think it's pronounced McCamey Manor, where people are willingly signing up everybody
to die,
to basically get tortured for up to 8 hours, and if you could survive the 8 hours of torture, you get $20,000.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't even be legal. It should not be legal in any way, whether someone signed. But the thing is, it is a completely legal thing to do because people are signing a waiver.
Yeah. I heard.
Right? And
Yeah.
And this waiver, I don't know if you've read it, but
it
it has
everything there.
Everything there.
Everything's on it. It says what they'll do to you, what they could do to you.
Fully understands and agrees that they may be fish hooked, which may be inadvertently cause rippage to the mouth area. Like, what?
See, the thing that just surprised me the most...
into the fucking Joker there, man. That would.
The thing that surprised me the most about this is not only how many people are signed up for it, because I heard there's over 20,000 people on the waiting list right now. I don't know if that's an accurate number, but that's what I heard. That's but it's crazy. The people that are doing it. Like, the people that are...
You know, and that's what's flabbergasting, is you have no idea who's more disturbed. The people who actually think that it's okay to do something like this to somebody else, or the people that want to be... So, I guess some are masochists and some are sadists, right?
I would say the people doing it, personally, because, I mean, some people are doing it straight up for the money, right? They're trying to get that 20 grand. I don't know why you would do that for the money. But then there's other people that are just, like, I had heard of 2 accounts where one of them was, like, one of these thrill seeker people that basically, you know, goes all out and does, you know, like the adrenaline junkie people. They said that they could only last a couple hours in it and they would never do it again. And, like, there was another guy who was a Marine where they forcibly told that he couldn't go on after 4 hours because I guess they fucked him up so bad that they actually called the shot and say, like, no, like, you're done. Like, and basically a Marine said he wanted to go on. And these guys train for that kind of thing, for torturing and stuff, right? Yeah. So...
Okay, here's my question on this, okay? In one part of the waiver, it said, there is no quitting unless serious physical or psychological injury is present, right? But then it says participant fully understands and agrees that being scared, having a panic attack, etc. does not count as a serious injury. So a psychological injury doesn't mean a panic attack. What to them determines what a psychological attack is then, if it's not a panic attack?
Well, a panic attack enough to point where you have a heart attack or something.
But a heart attack isn't a psychological attack. A heart attack is a physical one.
So they said psychological as well?
No, a heart attack becomes physical. Is a physical actual attack. A psychological injury. What's a psychological injury?
Like a mental breakdown. Like, I guess, like, if you have, like, if you go into hysterics or something like that, or if you've basically...
That's a panic attack.
Yeah.
No, but if you try to kill somebody or something, like, you hold on to that person instead, you have that... It's more serious than a panic attack, I would think. There's probably like a real definition between the two. Like, there's probably a point where, you know, anxiety becomes to the point where it's too stressful for any situation. But you know what? If you're saying, I don't know, man. I don't know. These people that are fucked, these people aren't gonna get that 20 grand.
No one has yet. No one has yet. No one has yet. But I think it's just fucked up that people are willingly signing up for being tortured out there. You know, like, of course there's the sickos that are probably going to get off on that kind of thing. But the fact that... And it's only for 8 hours. Not that that's not a long time to be tortured if they're constantly working on you. But, like, there's movies about this shit. And now people are actually doing it. Like, there's a place that exists that you can go sign up and do this. And people, like, willingly will fucking sign up and then allow people to torture them in ways. Like, they're pulling out teeth, guys. Like, there was a list. I don't know if you have the list. I don't have it in front of me, Leslie.
I have it. I have it.
Go over some of the things they could do other than the fish hooks. Because it started out with that. But then it went on to say, like...
Plastic bag or plastic wrap on their face, which could possibly cause suffocation, blackouts, etc., and participant will not hold them responsible or liable.
Yeah, but if you pass out and you didn't quit, does it still count as you being allowed to be in there, or what?
I don't know, but apparently you're deducted points for swearing. So you may not even, if you survive the whole thing, I didn't know that. Right? You don't win the 20 grand. Because there's no way anybody can go through all of this without...
Holy Mother,
well, everyone's
going to... Joseph and Jesus and just use different words, man.
Everyone's going to curse, though, if they're getting... Like, people curse, like, out of pain, like, a lot. Like, for the fact that they actually... I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. So you can make it through and curse so bad that they won't give you anything? That's fucked.
Yeah,
I
and
think-
or deduct the points,
I
right?
think
So
it's
it's all
set up.
deducted. So you get like something for making it through, but you won't get the full 20,000
Yeah.
because it's deducted,
You get a grab bag.
right?
I think
So
it's
then
set up.
participant fully understands and agrees that they may come in contact with carbon monoxide poisoning
Holy
with regard
fuck.
to use of artificial fog. There is no quitting unless serious physical or psychological injury is present.
Yeah.
It has to be physical, psychological. So you gotta have actually done something that harmed yourself.
No, physical or psychological. Doesn't say and. Physical or psychological. So they know that there's the two are distinguished. How a panic attack.
But it says it has to cause harm. So even psychological would have to cause harm to you.
A panic is psychological harm.
But they're probably talking about
It's
physical harm.
trauma, right?
If you
So
put-
get this, which may include but not limited to head, neck, and back injuries, death, stroke, traumatic brain injury, brain aneurysm, cerebral or
So you
retinal
set up-
hemorrhage, subdural hematoma, loss of consciousness, whiplash, harmful heart reactions, nausea, headache, dizziness, lacerations, broken or sprained bones, torn ligaments, bleeding wounds, scrapes and or cuts, heat stroke, or drowning, and does not hold and then responsible.
Well, you know what? Can't I think?
Yeah.
You're set up to fail.
Right, exactly.
So they're not always going to win. It's just a thrill ride. That's all it is. I can't see
Yeah, but
anybody
for
winning
who?
20 grand.
That's the question.
How much do you pay to get in this place? Fuck off.
I think you have to.
I don't
I
know.
heard that. Well, again, I don't know.
Like $50, I think.
It's
Exactly.
cheap. No, I heard
Nothing.
that you gotta like donate like fucking dog food or some shit like that. That's what my girlfriend was saying. She said
Dog
something
food.
about like they do. There's some of the stuff's going to like charitable causes or something
Yeah,
like
so-
that. Like I guess they're raising money for like animals or some shit like that. But like, though, but I just don't understand who would want to do that. Like
Well,
who?
they
who
set
would-
it up. They set it up. They set it up perfectly. They don't ask you for too much to go,
right.
right? And you're gonna want to go because you're gonna want to see what it's about. But if you can't physically handle it, which most of that stuff that they're referring to in this list here
Yeah.
is a lot of stuff that you're not gonna be able to handle. 99% of the world won't be able to handle that shit. You know, maybe like Niko said at one time, some Marines or some stuff like that, right? Maybe that, but other than that, no.
The only people I think that could possibly win $20,000 is maybe a Russian spy.
Right.
But even then, I mean, up to a point, like, if they can keep going and rip out fucking teeth and nails and shit, then you know what? I mean, and literally cause death. To be honest, if you're drowning, if you're suffocating, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
they'll
you're gonna
waterboard
cancel.
you.
You're
Yeah.
gonna fucking tap out, for sure.
Right.
There's no way you're gonna want to die for 20 grand.
But like you said, not only that, it's either. But the waiver that you sign says for whatever reason, if you do die, like you can't sue them. Like they're off the hook because you're basically signing
wonder
your
if it
life
says
away. And like you're set up
your
to fail,
family
like you
can't.
said. Right, but then it also says that basically, like you said, they could choose to fucking kick you out, or you will be out, like due to something happening to you. So you are getting set up for failure. But I don't know. That's what I mean. I don't see the point in all this. Like I get it. There's people out there that this probably appeals to. Hence why there's such a long ass list. I don't know if that number's accurate. I heard there's like thousands of people though. If it's not like 20,000, it is thousands of people, which is believable, I guess. But at the same time, it's like the people that work there. That's pretty fucked, man. That's out there.
You know, I like to see people do it where they're sleeping in a graveyard all night in a coffin
I could do that.
on Halloween.
I could do that.
Yeah. Well, they have those things where you got to survive the night in a haunted house type shit. You know, like these things exist, but they have.
That's what
But
this
like,
is, and then
but this is different. They're torturing you. Like it's active. Like fucking them. Like it's not like you getting scared and running away or something like that. It's like they're working on you. This is like Hostel or some shit. You know, like in the you remember that movie where they fucking people go to the hostel rooms and there's people that are paying to basically torture people. It's the same shit.
yeah, it is. It really is.
It really is. It's
You know what? They're not gonna win. Nobody's gonna win. If I see somebody win, I'd like to have them on this fucking cast call in. And I would like to see how mentally stable they are after all that shit.
So Leslie, when are you
It
signing up?
probably won't be.
When are you signing up, Leslie? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Look, I'm a badass bitch, but I'm not that badass, okay?
I'd
So I'm
probably
telling you, the
cancel
minute
if they
they bring
start-
out bugs,
Yeah.
just this paragraph alone,
Oh, well,
just
fuck.
this paragraph alone, listen to this.
Leslie, you
Participant
couldn't-
fully understands and agrees that they may be an enclosed chamber with live animals which may include mice, rats, roaches, tarantulas, millipedes, centipedes, snakes, spiders, potato bugs, worms, larvae, snails, slugs, grubs, crickets.
I just opened my mouth.
You're out, eh? You're out right away.
I'm out.
Well,
Okay?
then you can even do Fear Factor if that's the
They may be
case.
asked to ingest live bugs. No.
Leslie, they did that on Fear Factor, though. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't
I'd be more scared with hamsters and fucking rats than I would.
you don't
be
like
with-
rodents, eh?
Yeah, rodents for some
Okay.
reason are weird.
That
They
doesn't
like
bother
to-
me as much.
They like to bite
Yeah.
and shit like
Yeah.
that. But I mean,
I can't.
I don't mind bugs. I don't give a shit. Like, I just open my mouth if I get that hungry.
So, guys, if you did want to check this out that we are talking about right now, just Google it, do your research, or look up some of the articles that have been floating around very recently on this. It's called McCamey Manor, or McCamey. It's McCamey Manor. So definitely check it out. I guess, JT, you had read up on some of it as well the other night, right?
Yeah, I was reading those rules. They're kind of weird. But I mean, that's what when I was reading it, it basically looks like you're set up to fail anyway. So
Yep.
it's like, what the fuck's
Well,
the
that's I don't
if
know.
it's only $50, why not go give it a shot?
Right.
For an hour or something, see what the fuck happens. But as soon as somebody hits me or like somebody fucking cuts me or something,
You're done.
I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
like, seriously, what's $20 worth of this? Hey, what are you making a mess over there for?
Huh?
You're making so much noise over there.
Sorry, I was untangling my charger here.
No worries. Okay, so let's get into it though. The main reason why you called in today, Leslie, is to talk about the El Camino movie that was on Netflix very recently. But before getting into that, why don't you let us know about your history with the Breaking Bad show itself? Like, were you a fan of it? Did you catch on late? Did you kind of binge watch it after the show was over? You know, what's your favorite part of the show? Kind of talk about Breaking Bad for a bit, because obviously without Breaking Bad, we wouldn't have El Camino.
So yes, my history with Breaking Bad. So I started watching it because, like JT, I am a lover of television.
Okay.
Hello?
Yep, we hear you.
Yeah. And it was just something new to watch at the time. And I really enjoyed the whole series. I thought it was so well done.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of like the timing of it was a lot like, I don't know if you guys watched The Wire.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Slow but eventful.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was
I
definitely
loved it.
faster
I loved
paced
it.
than The Wire, but yeah, I get where you're coming from. Yeah, it was.
I never watched The Wire, so.
Oh,
I
fantastic
only pull
show. Based on true story too, eh?
Sure.
The Wire.
In Baltimore, yeah.
And another thing that I really liked Breaking Bad was the whole concept of it, with this teacher getting together with a student to create this whole meth empire, right? Like, it's never been done before, right?
Right. Yeah,
So,
I mean, it was such a hook. It was such a premise for a show that surprised so many people, even from the get-go. Like, as soon as you heard about what the premise was, you just basically had to watch it. Like, it just sounded like such an out-there concept, right?
Exactly.
It
And
was.
so, like,
I mean, it was crazy. Just to see how it even started off.
So, and the acting was phenomenal.
Yes. Well, yeah, it resurged Bryan Cranston's career. I mean, we're talking about a guy that was on, although successful, Malcolm in the Middle was, but, I mean, I always knew him as fucking Malcolm in the Middle dad after that. Like, for a while there, like, he was doing movies here and there, but he wasn't at the stage he was in his career until Breaking Bad. Once Breaking Bad hit and that was done, this guy got every fucking opportunity, right? Yeah. Like, in Hollywood. Like, he was given so many movie roles based off of his acting on that show, right?
Yeah. Did he take any after that?
Yeah, he did.
Absolutely, yeah. He's been in many great films since then. I mean,
I think he won the Golden Globe too.
Oh, I mean, that whole series, didn't they win? That series won one as well.
Yes.
I would think.
Yes, of course, yeah. And it's funny. The director, like the creator of the show, that they always talk about. What's his name? The creator. I forgot his fucking name right now. Look at me.
Oh,
check my stats. Vince Gilligan. Vince Gilligan. You know how I famously have heard this story before. After the show was over, they kind of did some talks about the show, like kind of like a wrap up to Breaking Bad they ended up doing on AMC, and they went into this. That was probably the first time I had heard about this, but Vince Gilligan had talked about he had worked with Bryan Cranston on a fucking episode of The X-Files years earlier. And it was just like a bit role. Like, Bryan Cranston was just on one episode of The X-Files as like a bad guy or something. And Vince Gilligan was a writer, I guess, on the show at the time. He wrote that episode and he worked with him. And ever since then, he said he made such an impression on him from working with him that one time that he knew, even at that point where he was cooking up the idea for Breaking Bad, that he had him in mind for the part. Wow. Like, he basically, like, wrote that for him. And, like, and Bryan Cranston went on to say, he's like, that's why as a working actor, he's like, you try your best at any fucking job you get. Even if you think it's going to go nowhere, even if it's fucking in 2 minutes on screen, he's like, you go there, you try your best, you meet the people, you know what I mean? You get to know people.
Yeah.
He's like, you put yourself out there and, like, look at the opportunities that might happen. Because, like that's what ended up happening with that, right?
I just want to see what other stuff he was in.
Aaron Paul,
yeah,
right? He did this other show,
Jesse,
right after Breaking Bad. It was called The Path. I don't know if you guys seen it.
JT saw it, I believe. I didn't watch it.
I loved it. Did you not like it, JT?
Yeah, I did.
And he was fantastic in that too.
It was more of like a cult, not a cult,
right?
But like a following of some sort.
He was just fantastic in that show. I loved it too. Mm-hmm. The thing I like about El Camino was that it gave Jesse closure that the Breaking Bad ending didn't.
Yeah. I think
I'm
everyone
glad
said
that they did it that way.
Yeah.
I think that's why I enjoyed it, because so many times movies are made out of TV shows and they're really not that great, right? Mm-hmm. But in this case, I thought it was well done because the movie gave Jesse that closure. You can't do that in a spin-off series. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just not enough content for it, right?
I also think it was good that Vince Gilligan also was behind this as well, because sometimes you see these second efforts done, but they're not done right, and they wait too long to actually do them. And by the time it gets done, if the same people aren't involved anymore, if they've moved on creatively. You know what I mean? Like, Vince Gilligan has never really left that world because he moved on to Better Call Saul, which is also a fantastic show. But I think that under under his, like, supervision and hands and part he plays in this movie that they aired on Netflix, I think it was done well, right? Like, you knew it was in good hands with him behind it.
I don't think it would have been so good if it wasn't him.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Because who knows the story better than him?
Right. And you're right. I think that was everybody's complaint, was at the end of it, he went through so much during that last period of time, which you couldn't really delve too deep into because it was Walter's story always at that point. Like, and because
exactly.
Even though, right? So they had to kind of tie up all the loose ends with him because it was really about, that last season was really about, he turned into the bad guy. Like, you were rooting for a bad guy to the point where he was going around like he killed Mike. Like, fucking Jesse, he turned his back on Jesse because he got his what's his name,
that kid killed.
Yeah, Jesse went against him because of the kid getting killed, but his brother-in-law got killed because of him.
Oh yeah,
right, and so once that happened, I mean, it was, all the gloves were off, right? They were basically against each other, right? And that was what was sad about it. And I'll never forget that one moment at the end of Breaking Bad where he frees him and they look at each other and, like, they both look like shit. Like, they've been through so much together, and they kind of exchange one last look. And, like, he kind of, like, nods to him, and he gets in the car and drives off, and Walt stays behind and ends up getting killed, as we know. But yeah, they had just gone through so much together on the show, like, at that point, right? Like,
well, Walt, too, in the last season, right? Yeah, he became shit. He made some shitty decisions, but he also worked on making it right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Remember, like, with the wife on the phone when the cops are there and he's like, you didn't know anything, right?
Yeah.
So he, at the end of it all, he realized that everything that he did wrong and he wanted to right it before he died.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, no, he did a beautiful job. Yeah, he did.
That was excellent closure.
Yeah. But, I mean, because basically in this movie you basically see the extent of the like, I guess the torture that he endured, it was basically like he went to that fucking McCamey Manor or whatever. Like, the way he was getting tortured in the hole by these, like, Nazis or whatever the fuck they were, right?
Well, see, that's what I was trying to figure
Let's get into the movie now. Yeah, go ahead, your thoughts on the film.
Where Todd, where that guy, was it Todd?
Yeah, Todd.
Yeah, where he, when they became part of it. I didn't go that far back on the last season, and I forgot.
So they did a train thing together where basically with a tube. Remember they were trying to get all the chemicals that they used to make the meth out from a big train.
That's all.
And that's when the kid got shot. Todd killed him. Yeah. Anyways, Todd's a straight up fucking sociopath, and I don't think that was more clear than in this movie. Like you noticed that in Breaking Bad, but
he separates himself from.
Yes.
Everything that he does.
He's a straight up sociopath. He's like the definition.
He's got no emotion towards
it.
Actually, he's got emotion. It's weird. I mean,
he thought they were friends, like legitimate fucking friends, though. Like that's what I mean. Like something's not right in his head because, like, when his uncle wasn't around, he was friends with Jesse and didn't understand why he felt the way he did, even though they have him in a fucking hole and they're torturing him. That's what I mean. He's a sociopath. Yeah. Right? Like, he's fucked. Like, that's what was so interesting about his, like, even your favorite part, Jay, the part with him dancing in the car and singing and this.
And that's after, that was after he found out he killed the maid. He found out he killed the maid, right? Or whatever it was, the lady who was there at his house, and he needed Jesse's help. The thing that I thought was fucked up was that, he's singing that song about spending the night together with him and Jesse there together, so they're hanging out. So they could be that, and then he wants to fucking say a few words for the lady he killed. He doesn't really want to talk about why he did it because he felt bad, but she found his money, so he had to do what he had to do, right?
And that's always been an ongoing theme of the show as well, too. Like, they got so deep, these guys, that they had to make a lot of tough decisions and kill people that necessarily didn't deserve it, but it was at the expense of getting caught. They were always almost getting caught, so they had to kill people, and Jesse always felt like such a, over, even more so than Walt, because Walt kind of went down that path during the show. Like, he was always a genuine, caring guy. Like, he tried to get out of it a few times, you know what I mean? But it was Walt that, enjoyed the power, enjoyed, the image, because
he was also trying to finish everything off, too, you know what I mean? So that when he left,
but he got lost in it, is what I'm saying.
And then he had to kind of backtrack and try to figure, straighten it all out, because once it came to that point, he knew he was going to be dead anyways, right? His cancer was back and stuff, so he knew one way or the other he was either going to have to disappear or he was going to be dead anyways. So he wanted to make sure that they took the money. But as you know, they weren't taking the money from him. Even the son didn't want to talk to him at the end of Breaking Bad. So I mean that.
Yeah, that was sad. That was sad.
But I mean, obviously, it just shit happens. It kept,
Yeah.
There was a lot of, lies and stuff like that. So
I think Walter enjoyed it so much.
Well, the power, you know what it was?
The power, right? I mean,
it wasn't even so much the power. It's that they took his genius away from him. That company, his friend.
Yes.
They took his genius away from him, and they did in the end of the season, and they showed that.
And not just that. Look at his relationship with his wife in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
She wore the freaking pants. She told him what to do. She controlled everything. She was a control freak, right?
And he got fired, wasn't it? He got fired afterwards, but he
got fired afterwards, right? But so here he is in the school. He's teaching science, right?
Yeah.
And it's like he's not where he wants to be. And then he gets cancer, which is something else that completely you have no control over.
Sure.
Right? Yeah. And here's him wanting to take back control of a horrible death sentence. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
And between his wife, his, handicapped son, and, a job that he can't stand and he's tired of, and getting ripped off from the old company. This was he enjoyed the power so much because he finally had control.
Right.
Right? And it happens so much. You see it in everyday life, and you can always tell. Have you ever been under a boss who's a little bit too controlling or a little bit of a control freak and likes to use their power to be manipulative to get their way?
Aren't
you ever had a boss like that?
Aren't they all?
No, they're not all like that,
Oh.
right?
And can we give a quick shout out there to what's his name, Skinny Pete, who came back in this, and Badger. Those guys are that's his name, right?
I love
Badger.
those guys.
Oh,
I
those
love
guys,
those guys.
his two boys,
His
Jesse's
two
boys.
buddies.
I love that he went back to them in this because like they were always like kind of the comedy relief, those two guys, but then
Technically, they didn't really go back. They just started where they left off. He was on his way there.
But because if you recall, like prior to all that shit going down when he went missing and was being tortured, the last people to interact with those guys was actually Walter. Walter had them help him towards the end there with that fake laser pointer, fucking sniper rifle move. Remember when he was trying to settle? He came from that place that he was.
Don't move.
Yeah. Because that was the guy who ripped him off, the company dude. He fucked him over right at the end and got some money from them, right? Because at this point he'd almost gone through everything, and then he had just come back from that place that he was. Was it money that he got from him? He went to him for something.
Went and brought money.
That's what it was. That's what it was. And then he was to set up
son,
that's right.
Because
he said, "You fucked me over, so now you're gonna do this favor for me." And at that point, he was a wanted man. He was all over the news. So that guy shit himself, and he agreed to do it. Right?
He said, and he had these guys watching.
That's right.
He pretended like he had these guys watching.
That's
which
right.
Was only the two.
Yeah. I love those guys though, man. They did a pretty big solid for him in this movie with the switch up of the car. Like
Oh yeah.
And
Camino,
that's how he got the El Camino, right? That's why it's called that. So, so this was great. Let's talk about Robert Forster for a bit because I think it would be remiss not to mention him. His performance in this was fantastic. I mean, rest in peace to that guy. His scene with Jesse in the vacuum store. Leslie, what did you think about that?
I loved it. I thought he was, he was just so perfection in that role.
Yeah.
Just like straight up, nope, I don't know what you're talking about. No,
I think his role there in that section, I think that was probably one of the best parts of that whole movie. I'll be
agreed
honest with you. That whole section, a lot of that movie kind of just, they left it up in the air, sort of. I mean, it didn't really it covered just enough to give you the closure, but I don't think it covered a lot.
Yeah.
Enough.
But it spoke volumes for who that man was. The fact that he was ready to throw it all away over $800 fucking or however much it was. Remember that he was short, and he's like, and Jesse calls him when he goes outside. He's like, "Your word is your bond." He's like, "That's right," and he's like, "Okay, I'll be back." So so the part when he went back and fucking took those guys down, and you find out that asshole was the one who actually helped put that restraint on him. That was such a good character arc, like for that guy, like because at first when you see him and they pretend like they're the cops, I knew that was what was going on. I'm like, I kind of caught on to that. That didn't really throw me for a loop, that scene, by the way. Like I was like, no way, these guys fucking cops. I'm like, it can't be over. It can't be over. I'm like, if he goes to jail right now, I'm like, they're gonna suck. Like,
well, for the first second there, I thought about
for a second, but then I'm like, no way.
They got in there and they started going through stuff. I mean, then you slowly start to clue in that they're not cops,
right?
And then once he had mentioned, I like the way he had to call his partner into the room, and it wasn't even this,
Yeah.
He pretended, "Hey, Lieutenant."
Right.
And then the other guy kind of clued in there, and he was like, "What the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on in the other room? Let's get ready to see who's in the other room with him."
Mm-hmm.
But that was crazy, where they had all the money.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the fucking fridge.
I honestly did not think Jesse was going to kill them.
Can I tell you, but that money there, if you watch that part of the movie, and you watch the part where he's saying and they're eating the soup, him and Todd, after he had tried to figure out where he was going to put the money.
Yeah.
If you look when he says that, and he looks over to over Jesse's shoulder to the fridge.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Then he says it.
Interesting. Yeah, he's like, I gotta find a new. He's where he says, I gotta find a new spot for it. I guess.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Nobody would know. Right underneath. Like,
interesting.
He goes, it might take some. What do you say? It might take some innovation or whatever.
Right.
To figure out how to do it.
I didn't catch that. I'll have to rewatch it.
You'll see.
Interesting. Okay.
You watch his eyes. They go to that. They don't go anywhere else in the house. They go from Jesse to the fridge and then back.
He turns that place upside down. I mean, he would have been out of there if he could have found it, right? But he had it pretty good.
He had to split it with those two fucking assholes.
But he got it back.
I know. I liked how he got it back.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Not that far, but I'm just saying.
Well, like Leslie said, she was surprised he killed them. But at that point, when you found out who that guy was, it kind of gave justification to him killing him because, like, he couldn't have taken out on those other guys because they were already all dead, right?
Yeah.
So, like, and that guy, like, he basically made that restraint for him to be in the hole, and if he wouldn't have killed them if he didn't have to. Like you said, he tried to split the money with them, but he had to. That's what I mean. Again, it's a repeating theme of this show. I feel is that they get put into situations where they got to make that decision, right, to pull the trigger or not. They're not. He never set out to do that, Jesse, ever for any of those situations, but they kept being put in them, right, and it's either his life or someone else's.
It's funny,
so
I didn't think the movie was. I thought the movie was gonna have more to do with like maybe the Spanish, those guys and with the drugs,
right?
But it had so much more to do with those white supremacist guys.
Yeah,
that's who Todd was, right? Todd was part of that.
Yes, his uncle. His uncle was
part of that. The only ones that could pull off all those killings in the jails and stuff,
right?
Because they had.
Well, they did it within a day. Remember that? Like
within a certain period, time frame. Like not even. And I think they had it within a certain time frame.
Yeah. It was all coordinated. Yeah.
And they did it so smoothly. And I mean, that whole, just the way the concept behind that whole thing is the. But you don't want to know that actual Breaking Bad, I think got crystal meth hyped up again. Because ever since that series, it's been there's been a lot out there
on the rise.
Like that, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if they were trying to put some sort of closure to it.
Right.
Right, because I mean, as you're watching this movie, you're starting to see how it all goes through and plays through, and So neither of you guys, no one here was upset, I guess, that they went back to the well, like the fact that they like, because some people I think were upset at the fact that you never knew what happened to Jesse, because a lot of people figured that Jesse should have also been killed at the end of Breaking Bad. That was the one takeaway I remember hearing a lot of people talk about, was that, listen, he did do also a lot of bad things, even though, but he got tortured, like he got it 2 times, like, you know what I mean, like back, like the way he was tortured, like, and that's why I think going into this movie a little bit more into it was justification for maybe some of the shit that went down. Like he was like, he had PTSD and shit, right? Like, Leslie, did you have a problem with them revisiting this, or did you think he should have got killed?
No, not at all.
Okay.
And I'm happy they didn't kill him off.
Right.
I mean, I think that one main character being killed off is right.
Right.
But you know, I also understand that series can't all end with unicorns and butterflies, right? Where everybody lives happily ever after. Because then there's no fun in it, right?
Right.
But did you see how literally mind-fucked he was by Todd?
Oh, totally.
After the whole being locked up there? Like, I mean, he had an opportunity to shoot him in the desert.
But you knew he was mind-fucked already before El Camino, when he fucking was, like, screaming and singing on the way out, right? Like, in that car. Yeah, you know, like, you knew that. It's just...
But, I mean, when they sat there and he had the gun, and he says, you know, I was thinking of stopping, what kind of pizza you like? He really fucking... That's a true fucking... sociopath, no, I don't know if narcissistic.
Manipulation.
But, yeah.
At its best.
It is.
It's narcissism.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's
It's narcissistic manipulation. That's what it is.
It's fucking nuts, man. And he played it so well where Jesse thought that
he was great,
his only friend left in this fucking world.
Right.
That's what he thought. He made it sound like he was his only friend. He took him out, you know what I mean?
Gave him smokes, gave
him smokes, took him to his house. Even though it was like fucking helping him get rid of a body, he still did that and help, you know, so he made him think he was his friend.
Right.
And Jesse had Jesse couldn't think of where to go until he figured out that, you know what, he's got his boys.
Right.
They're always there for him, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was good. I thought it was a really solid addition to this whole
solid.
This
really solid.
Yeah, this whole world.
If you watch the last episode of Breaking Bad and then you go to start El Camino, look at the way Jesse's changed. Even the weight's put on a little different.
Yeah, he looks way older because he is.
He's gone through one whole series that didn't.
Sure.
I mean, it was good. I liked it, but it didn't last long, right? It was 2 seasons.
But to kind of dress him like the way they did in that one and make him look thuggish and do all this kind of stuff, and like I know he looks a little, you know,
Spanish buddy there with the hoodie. I mean, with the tube to give him
Skinny
the
Pete,
hat.
bro.
Yeah.
We used to have Skinny Pete.
Yeah.
Now we have Roly Pete.
So final thoughts. Everyone kind of give their final thoughts on the film, what you thought of it, maybe just the standout for you, and anything else you want to say. Leslie, you want to start off?
I mean, sorry.
Sure, I thought final thought, perfect extension to Breaking Bad. Like, that's what it felt like. It just felt like an extension to the finale of Breaking Bad that we should have seen and didn't get to see. And it was well done, well made. I don't think it would have been any better done any other way.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was too spaced out. I think they could have put more in there. And like over the 2 hours that I was watching it, I think they could have filled it with a lot more information. I mean, they were kind of vague about it.
I'm happy they showed Walt. I'm glad they had a
But
scene.
they also had that was Walt previously. That was
Right,
Walt
but still
before they did that, right?
Yeah, I'm glad they
When
had
the
a
trust
scene with them though.
When the trust started to get a little bit fucked up, and that
No
was,
Saul though.
No, Saul wasn't there, but Saul they just started to redo his they're bringing it back.
Is next season the last season?
I don't know. I know there's supposed to be another one, but because now they started to advertise a little bit more on Netflix,
Right.
but they haven't said about the new season and
Right.
yet. I don't know. I don't know if there's an actual date.
Right.
But yeah, no, I would love to see that.
So your final thoughts on the film? You really enjoyed it, but you would have wished there was more.
I think they could have added a lot more into it.
Okay.
Into the whole. I mean, we know a lot. We know a lot of what went down, but they brought in Jesse's parents very quickly. They brought in those guys, his friends there. Those guys, that part was good enough. The Todd part, they did a good explanation of how, that came to be, how he was so narcissistic. I mean, you knew that a little bit in Breaking Bad, but you really got to see it in this part when he took him out for his road trip and all that shit. But I mean, I think they honestly could have, maybe started it a little. Well, they could have kept on with that excitement from the beginning, like right in the get-go, it jumps right at you. You're in a high-speed chase, and then it kind of slows down.
Well, that's why I think I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out why you feel that way, because I feel like the way they ended it kind of did put leave things up in the air, but it was finally he was free. He had a new identity. We don't really need to know anything about him going forward at this point. It kind of tied back all the loose. No, but whatever. He has a new life, bro. Like, he could get a job. Like, this was him. This is the first time he wasn't.
How are you gonna get a job?
He wasn't running from anything. This was the first time that he had nothing holding him back and no connection to anybody.
Robert Forrester over here, but I'm telling you right now, it's very hard to start a new life.
Absolutely, but he was happy though. That was the moment of peace for him. That's why he went to That's why Mike. That's why I like that it was Mike that told him that, because Mike and him were very close towards the end there.
But Thing was in Alaska too.
Who?
Walt was in Alaska too.
But he's dying and miserable in a cabin.
Well,
that was the difference.
Choice, but he had to.
He's young and he has his whole life ahead of him still.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, really, would it?
Because how old was Jesse on the show? He couldn't have been more than 30.
Would it be?
He was, no, not even, because, how many years passed during the show? Because when he met him, he was just out of high school. So he was, 20 or something when they first met, wasn't he? 22. He was early 20. Well,
he was a student of his that dropped out.
Yeah.
So he met him during high school. But they only got to business together.
Probably in his 20s.
And after high school. Probably 1920, right? Because he was supposed to go to college and he never went, right?
He asked him, remember?
So, at most, he was probably, let's say 10, no, but Walt only had 2 years, wasn't it 2 years that he had to live or something like that? So, yeah, I mean, he's got to be in his 20s still in this show.
Yeah, maybe 28.
Right?
26.
I would say late 20s at most. So that's what I mean. You got to think of it that way too. It's not like he's not in Walt's position, right? He has a lot to live for still.
And how many years has this been since the television show's been over? I can't remember.
Oh,
it's 4 years.
No,
4 years. Yeah, about 4 years.
Since Breaking Bad has been over, it's only been 4 years. No, because you got to think Better Call Saul was a couple years after the show ended, right?
Yeah, and Jesse had a show.
It's got to be at least several years. I would think.
Jesse had a show for a couple years.
I can look that up.
Yeah, if you want to, yeah.
Jesse had a show for a couple of years, and then, what's his name?
Better Call Saul?
No, he had a kid, too, as well. His wife had a kid. So, I mean, he did.
We don't have to get into Better Call Saul completely, though, but that's also a fantastic fucking show. So, if you guys were a fan of Breaking Bad...
it was the September 29, 2013.
Yeah, see, 7 years. Yes, almost 7 years, 6 years.
I like how they do it, but they actually go... This one, they continued and played Jesse's part. I like that about it. That they actually showed what happened with Jesse and where it went from there. They didn't get into how much happened after he got to Alaska.
Right, which I'm fine with. That's what I mean. So my final thoughts on it is, like I said, I think Robert Forrester stole the show. I'm not just saying that because he died the day it was released. I think he did a great job in this show. I liked him when he showed up in the other. That's one of my favorite scenes. I was mentioning to you too, Jay. One of my other favorite scenes from that last couple. That last season for me was the pinnacle of like TV at that time. I thought like it's not gonna get much better than that, because like that other scene where he shows up at the cabin and he says, if you come here one day and you find me dead, will you give this money to my family? And he's like, do you want me to tell you the truth? Like, he's like,
would you believe me?
Yeah, would you believe me if I told you that? Yeah, and it was just like, it just spoke volumes. Like his small parts that they put him in, it just says so much about who that person is.
I just thought it was funny too, even how he called the cops.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
I got somebody here, and then he actually.
He's like, "Come on, man! I know you're the fucking guy. I know you're the guy." he's like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about."
What the vacuum cleaner was called.
Yeah. I fucking died. I thought it was hilarious.
And he even had that bitch moment too. Remember, he even pulled the thing where he calls him a bitch after, like the Jesse classic, bitch moment. Yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
Bitch. But it was there. That was. It was. He helped him out too. No, didn't he help him get out of there after the cops came? Like he still talked to them. They made the deal then. They made the deal then.
Yeah.
Right.
I loved it. I mean, as you can tell, I loved it. I thought it was like, if I had to give it a rating, I would give it like.
I thought the cops, the welding guy, was
8.5 or 9 out of 10. Like for me, it was the perfect amount of. The pacing, I think, was excellent. I think that was, for me, that stood out the most in it, because they gave you quite a bit without giving you too much. Like, they didn't add so much on. Like, they played right in between, like, the pockets of information that we may not have known prior to, like, the moments we didn't get to see because we were focused on Walt at the end of the season, but still giving you just enough bit of new story with this character and like a nice resolution. So I think everything kind of got tied in very well, right?
Yeah, it worked out. It did work out in the end, and after everything. Like, I mean, you get the point now, and it kind of put that character to rest since everybody else has got their own thing. You always wondered why they didn't do anything with Jesse, and they went right to another show, another television show with him, not even anything related to Breaking Bad. But maybe he wanted to cut the ties with that character too, right?
So my last question to you guys regarding this, I want to know what Leslie thinks here first. Leslie, do you think there's any room to do any other type of stories within this universe of cast of characters that he's done so far for Vince Gilligan to delve into? And if you do think there is, what would you like to see?
No. I think that and doing anything else with it would ruin it.
Yes.
I think that everything is perfectly closed. I mean, there's perfect closure for everything.
Like, once Saul's done, that's it.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have a Mike thing after.
But Mike has been one of the main characters in Saul, though. I was going to say the same thing, but then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Mike's story is being told in Better Call Saul.
But they also, even Forrester, he could have had another series of just him being like a guy.
It's too much. I am with Leslie with that.
Getting rid of people. Like, I mean,
I get what you're saying. You want more. So do I. But at the same time, you're going to ruin a good thing. I am with Leslie on that.
Different type of character. Like, he can play that same guy that, maybe vacuum cleaner after these guys have gone to Alaska, but he's still dealing with lawyers that are still he's still helping shit.
To just make a spin-off off that guy. Yeah,
no, but I mean, obviously
the disappearing guy.
Well, vacuum he's disappeared now. Yeah, but we can't friggin'. He actually passed away. Unfortunately, he had brain tumor. I mean, he was going through radiation in that film.
No, I know.
So you can tell. I mean, he aged since he was in Breaking Bad. He aged big time.
Yes.
Right? And they probably through the radiation, chemo, all that stuff.
Great character though. I mean, I'm really glad that he got put in there and they put him in there.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else. Like, I'm with Leslie 100%. I don't think there's much else they could do with this. I'll be happy. Like, I mean, the fact that they struck gold twice with the Better Call Saul spin-off show. Yeah. I mean, again, Vince Gilligan. I mean, the guy's works magic, but I mean, that was a risk. That was a big risk to do that show.
He's a great actor. The Saul guy, the guy, what's his name?
Yeah.
I always forget names.
Yeah. No, he is.
So am I.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. He is great, but I mean, traditionally, he was known as a comedian prior to this. Like,
but that's why he plays this role good as a lawyer, right? Lawyer's and a crooked lawyer. He plays a perfect role.
His brother is such a piece of shit on that. Well, he's dead now, but but that.
Well, you know what? He was fucked up, man.
He was, but that guy was but he never. I hated his brother on that show. I mean, he did a great job, but I hated that guy's brother on that show. Like, he just never showed him any love, like any. Like, he gave him so. No, not really, not really.
But an actor, an actor and a writer and a director are good at what they do when you as the audience can really hate, like have some certain horrible feeling towards a character.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Everyone's doing their job right?
Yep,
I
make
mean,
you feel
like
something.
I have that feeling when I saw. I think the first time I realized I had like an enjoyment for the villain was Negan in Walking Dead, right? Like I hated him, like he was evil. Like and there's been a lot of villains on that freaking show, right?
Yeah.
But man, like the character itself, to be able to make me feel that way, they're all doing their job right.
And he's not a villain anymore, so that's what he was.
No, he's not a villain anymore.
Back, and I think he might actually be a villain right at the end of the season.
I don't know. I stopped watching.
Niko was his favorite show.
At one point, yeah.
Him and
my
cousin Peter.
I think this is Michonne's finale too this season.
Well, it's Walking Dead. It's the last season this year.
I think you should just
But the fear of the Walking Dead is going to keep going.
You know what? I've been watching The Fear of the Walking Dead, and I maintain watching it just because I need to see where it goes, right? It's just one of those things, because it's nowhere near as good as The Walking Dead.
Well,
it's just a different part of the country, that's all.
There's so many other good things on TV.
They could have done so much more with that, though.
I'm still waiting to see the winter. Like, I've never seen snow or anything.
Yeah, so much more they could have done with Fear of the Walking Dead. And I don't know what's going on, but...
Right.
You still got to travel. I guess they haven't traveled far enough. No, but Fear of the Walking Dead with those... I don't know, Niko, what are those guys with they're the dead people?
The walkers, the whisperers, yeah.
That shit's fucking crazy, man. Yeah. Those guys are fucking nuts, man.
Yeah.
They're smart. They just tire the...
Because they're all...
Well, they send in all kinds of dead people.
Yeah, I just think the show should be over now because the comic is over, and I don't think there's really anything else they can really touch on. I mean, at this point, like
I'm surprised it went to almost 10 years, man.
Well, yeah, it's a huge shit, but I think it's enough now, personally. But that's just my feeling.
After 10 years, they're gonna start paying the big money.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Leslie,
isn't that what happened with Friends?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It only lasted
renegotiation.
Only a year or two after 10 years.
Yeah.
But they're still getting paid like crazy. How much fucking repeats are out there?
Oh, yeah. It's like, I read somewhere it's the most watched show repetitively still.
Yeah.
Miss Friends.
I don't know. I don't get it.
And in terms of
it used to be funny. When I liked it when it was funny. I mean, I liked Friends at one point, right?
I loved Friends. Yeah, I loved Friends. I thought it was hilarious.
I'm not a Friends guy, really.
Niko
Seinfeld
doesn't
guy.
Need Friends. Hey, he's in there. He's into Seinfeld.
Seinfeld, yeah, not Friends. Never about Friends.
Seinfeld was hit and miss with me. There's a few episodes where I thought they were so hilarious, and other ones that I just really dry humor.
This is where we say goodbye to you, Leslie. Hit or miss. All right, get the fuck out of the phone here. No. Leslie, as always, thanks for calling in, and
my pleasure.
Yeah, as always, and we'll have to get you live in person one of these days. Absolutely, and thanks for supporting the show and being one of our number one fans. And
I told you next time we're gonna have to quiz you.
Yeah, the quiz is coming.
I will only go on the show live if your beautiful girlfriend can do my makeup. Okay?
Oh yeah, I'm sure we can arrange that. But before we let you go here, I know we didn't talk about this prior to, so I don't mean to put you on the spot. But do you have a Wayback playback for us today to end out the show? Do you have a song that because I know you're all about your old school hip hop that you kind of wanted us to play as we exit tonight?
Oh man, there's so many.
Yeah, just throw one out there, one that comes to mind.
Just because it's been on my playlist all day today with my kid. Rough Riders by DMX.
Ah, excellent.
Rough Riders roll.
Excellent pick.
Really? What's those fucking... I gotta start going crazy.
Well, you know the show. Any memories you want to associate with this? A quick little story before we let you go. About this song, reason why you like it, anything you want to leave us with?
So, JT will remember this. My first car, that Toyota Corolla. You remember that car?
Wasn't it green?
It was a green car. That car lasted until my kid was 5.
I don't remember names, but I remember cars. Figure that out.
Yeah, I had a Toyota fucking Corolla, and that thing, I'm telling you, it was at one with me. And every time I hear that song, it just reminds me of driving.
At one with your Toyota
in that Corolla.
Yeah, was it a CD player?
With my Toyota Corolla.
CD
Best
player?
car I've ever had till today.
No, it was
CD player. 8-track.
I don't think DMX came out on tape.
No, it had a tape deck, but
For
remember,
sure, see? Yeah.
those CD transfer things with the cassettes that you used to put into your
Oh my
stereo?
God.
Yeah, that's what I had in
See,
my
there you
car,
go.
right? Because I had to listen to
Well,
it.
you know what's kind of funny? If you think about it, it's kind of how we have to do the setup here. Like, you know, and that eventually we'll have it all set up where it's like it works all with one thing. And there, it's like you used to have to put your tape in the fucking thing to make your CD player work, and then hope the fucking CD didn't skip.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Man, I had CDs that were called car CDs. So I would burn
Oh,
a
yeah.
whole bunch of fucking songs.
Yeah. Well, I used to write mix on
Whatever I
it.
felt like listening to is
Yeah.
what I would do.
I used to have CDs just for friends for the coke. They can leave them on the, and then they can steal the, they can steal the packages after.
Yeah.
I would have CDs without
Yeah.
no cases anymore.
I lost a lot of
because-
mixtapes that way.
Yeah, man. It's like I used to buy the burnt ones just for
Yeah.
that reason.
Yeah.
Here, guys, do them on this.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I had a whole series. It was like Niko's Sick Mix number 5 or something. You know what I mean?
I
There was
told
like
you, man.
there was like 10 of them or something like that,
There's
right?
gonna be one of those Niko songs on here for
Yeah.
when our
Leslie,
playback one day.
Leslie, you don't even want to hear my old rap songs? JT was talking about it earlier today. Everyone wants to hear that, right?
I'm down. Even the Rocket Richard right here.
Yeah. All right, everybody. With that being
Yeah.
said, Leslie, thanks again for calling in. And
Thanks
always,
for having me, guys.
and,
As always, it's always
on
fun.
this very,
Enjoy.
very
Have a
late
great
night.
guys.
Yes, thank you, Leslie. All right,
Very late
and
night chat.
DMX. Which one is it? Rough Riders Anthem, everybody. Here we go. Later.